The Mansfield Monsters, or the Were-Dogs. Welcome to Scary Stories. It's November 2008. It's cold, freezing. One twin sister is visiting the other in a mobile home park near the woods in Mansfield, Ohio, when both of them encounter multiple upright walking canids. The sisters have two sightings, and I will tell you about both of them. First of all, where did this happen? Let's check out Google Maps, where we see that Mansfield, Ohio is located between Michigan and Pennsylvania, both states which we hear a lot of Dogman and Werewolf stories from on this channel. I wonder why we tend not to hear as many from Ohio, but as we zoom down a bit, we can see that most of the state is very suburban. It looks to me like most of the greenways are in the southeastern corner of the state, leading down toward West Virginia. And what is at the northernmost tip of this green area? Why, Mansfield, Ohio is located right up here at the top of this arrow of greenery jutting northwest into the state. The story is said to have taken place in a trailer park, so let's search for trailer parks in Mansfield, Ohio. Well, this is a place with a lot of trailer park communities in it, isn't it? And they all seem to be, well, all but one of them seem to be right by a patch of forest, just like in the story. The event could have taken place in any of these locations. Let's choose this one toward the southeast, only because it fits with my theory of there being more habitat for wild creatures to the south and to the east. This happened on a very cold night in November of 2008. And I'm thinking that maybe the creatures were that far north, because there wasn't enough good hunting in West Virginia in the winter that year. Maybe they were heading up toward human settlements just hoping to scavenge food. So, to be clear, we do not know that this is the trailer park in which this story happened. But these parks in Mansfield all have some similarity in outward appearance. So we'll base the backdrop for our reenactment on this place. So here we are in Mansfield in 2008. One twin sister is visiting the other in her trailer home in Ohio. I don't think there was too much to do in the trailer homes back then. They might not have had internet. They might not have even had a computer. And smartphones had only been out a year or two by then, so if they had a cell, it was probably one of the old flip phones. I doubt they even had that, since there's no mention of it in the story. So the twins were bored, and they decided to go out in the cold November night and take a walk around just to relieve the boredom. They walked until they came upon two very strange canines that appeared to be standing upright, close enough to someone's house for them to be partially illuminated in the dark night. The animals were only around 15 feet away and moving around unpredictably in the dark. Both of the twins felt unsafe and skedaddled back to the one sister's home. But once they got back there and remembered that there was nothing to do, they figured, well, they didn't follow us home, so maybe if we hop in the car and drive back over there, we can watch the creatures from a safer distance inside the vehicle where they can't get at us. So they hopped into whatever car they had. In this case, we'll make it a VW Beetle, and they drove as quietly as they could back toward where the upright canines were. Then they parked the car and watched from what they hoped would be a safe distance. The creatures had tall pointed ears and black shaggy fur. They were something between a German Shepherd and a Doberman, but they stood on their hind legs and held their arms out in front of them as they walked or ran. The one was about 5 feet tall and the other a little bit shorter. They gave off no noticeable odor. The strangest thing about this report is that both sisters say that the creatures made a clicking sound when they ran. The two women returned in the morning and did not see the animals, but they did hear clicking sounds coming from behind a brush pile. They never saw or heard the animals again after that. Do you think that story is true? Well, you should, because it is, and it's in Linda Godfrey's book, Real Wolfmen. The chapter is entitled Something Just Clicked, Mansfield, Ohio. If you would like to read more about this case, you can, because you can get the audio book of Real Wolfmen by Linda S. Godfrey for only $6 if you use the link in our description. And we get a little share of that too, so you'd be helping the channel out. In the book, Linda says that dogs make clicking sounds when they walk if they have a hip problem, so she wondered if these dogs were walking upright to relieve pain in their hips. However, when she checks with an expert, that guy never heard of anything like this, and she never got another report of Dogman with clicking hips again. So I was starting to think maybe it was just the sound of their nails on rocks or on a hard surface. Maybe it was them walking in snow or something because it was a cold day. Maybe they were walking on frozen ground and that was what the clicking sound was. I'm just taking wild guesses though. I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's another real Dogman story. And we'll try to keep them up and keep them coming. And now for someone completely hairy. Biggie? Who's the best you've already been told is Valerie Gomez and Nicole. Please join me in thanking Valerie Gomez and Nicole for making this episode possible. They donated to us using our Super Thanks button on YouTube. Thank you, Valerie and Nicole. We couldn't do this without you. If you'd like to become an executive producer like Valerie Gomez and Nicole, there are a number of ways you can do it and some cool perks you can get in return. Here to explain it all is our international TV spokesmongrel, Henry Lee Dogman. Hank? Thanks, Biggie. And thanks to all of you for watching this far. If you liked it, please click like. If you'd like to see more of our work, please subscribe. And also click that bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we put out a new episode. To become an executive producer, you can donate to us through the thanks button under each of our videos or through our paypal.me/PeterBernard209 page. To receive cool perks like secret uncensored Dogman episodes far too wild to ever run on this channel, you can become a YouTube channel member by clicking the join button, or join our PayPal subscribers club at peterbernard.com. Joining either at the $3 a month level or above gets you access to our over 25 hours of secret uncensored Dogman stories available nowhere else. Do you have a scary story about Dogman or some other kind of high strangeness that happened to you? Let us know by emailing us at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com or by leaving us a voicemail message at 804-LA-SCARY. You may need to call back on that one. It cuts off after I think 3 minutes. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, thank you for simply watching to the end. Good night, and have a scary tomorrow.
Come back for more scary stories.